So today we're going to take a look at Paper X versus C9 because Paper X might have got caught trolling yesterday, but as a good exercise here, we're just going to remind ourselves of what earlier Paper X looked like so we can have some comparison. Because here is their game against the Guard all the way back in Iceland, so almost a year ago, and this was not like peak Paper X here, this is, early Paper X becoming the team that we know. So, this isn't even their peak, but you're going to see just the difference between how they played this game, and I went back and watched this whole map of Split, and the difference to how they played all the way back in Reykjavik to how they played yesterday was quite startling, to be honest, because there was a ton of rounds like this, right? Because Paper X, you know that they're going to get aggressive, but they actually get punished for their aggression in this round to start off with, okay? So, they're going to get aggressive in mid. My Freak here gets stunned just with this breach on here, so he has to TP away, and they're getting aggressive in mid. And Devi is supporting Forsaken, right? He's down here, and he's holding this for Forsaken to look down in sewer just there. So, we've got this support system. That is something that we're going to be talking about later on in this video for sure. But you see that Forsaken, they're even going to get caught with their aggression here, right? It's not that their aggression always worked. Valorant is waiting for it, and the Guard managed to get the first kill. They even try and go for a res, but Valorant is waiting for that as well. But very, very quickly, as soon as that happens, right, and Devi is running back here, very quickly, Jing is coming over here, and these three are going to go pushing B main, like instantly, right? The idea is really, really fast, and you're going to see it's very well supported, and the idea comes in like this, and then the execution comes in like this as well. Because what's going to happen is Net's actually going to come across here. He's going to Cypher ult on the body here. So as even they're preparing, they aren't quite in position to actually do this, but with the Cypher ult going off, and obviously that's going to reveal that these three are here, they just decide, let's do it very, very fast, right? All very quick decision making, and we're going to get an Omen flash in there. Jing's going to blast back in. So there goes that Omen flash just there. Jing's going to blast back in, and he gets the kill back. We end up in a 4v4. Obviously, the ping tells them that, there's 3 people on B, so the Guard obviously rushed towards A. But now we're coming into, Benkai's Cypher setup that he's had here the whole round, and we've been playing around this with this in mind, right? That, hey, if they come to A, I'm just going to play in this kind of position here, wait for someone to run into one of my trips, right? Little kill trip, and we're going to get the kill just there from Benkai, right? And so you see that it's all really good. And then, they're going to have the forethought of, okay, now let's come through mid as a team, secure this area and come and get this res now, right? And end up in a 5v3. Benkai's not going to, go too aggressive anywhere here, right? He's just going to try and sit and play safe until his team really gets there. He actually does manage to get another kill just on Saya just there. And now we end up in a 5v2 and, everything's really good. And even in this position, right, they're even going to be watching for Valen coming out here. So we're still, caring about all these angles and playing as a team. Someone gets on the spike, right? Trent's left in a 1v5. And it's a really, really nice round by Paper X, right? And so keep this in your mind. This is like good Paper X, right? Where we're seeing really quick decisions, really quick plans, well executed, supported by utility. That one's crucial. And, we're playing as a cohesive unit. Yes, it's aggressive, but it's as a cohesive unit. So now let's come to their game versus C9, and instead of that team mentality, it very much felt like we got 5 aggressive individuals for most of this game. You see C9, they do a pretty basic stuff here, right? The recall star, flash out from the sky. Zelsis is going to come and take this fight just here against Benkai, and I'm not quite sure, because this normally is a spot where, if you're just on your own, which Benkai is here, right? You're either jiggle peeking this, or normally you're just like playing off site behind your Killjoy stuff. I can't quite tell if this is a jiggle peek or this is him taking a fight. If it is him taking a fight, that is probably a bit too aggressive because, you're potentially running into what was here 3 people and you've just given up the site with your Killjoy up there. But I'm not quite sure, so let's, let him off because I don't know if he was just a jiggle peek that was hit with a nice shot there. But anyway, Paper X come on this fast flank and they actually managed to get that kill just there. We end up in a 4v4, and I like this from Forsaken, right? This is classic Paper X stuff. We're going up, but okay, Leaf manages to do really well, gets 2 kills. And so we end up in this 3v2, right? But Zelsis goes ulting in here, and he makes a bit of a mistake by not checking this corner, and so Mindfreak is able to get a free kill on Ye just there. We end up in this 2v2, and Mindfreak is going to play the 2v2 to start off with really, really well, right? Because Mindfreak here, he's kind of in a 1v2 at this point, right? The ult is about to come back here, so he's kind of in a bit of a 1v2, but Jing is coming on his way, but if he can just delay for Jing long enough, then we can potentially do some good stuff. And that's exactly what he does, right? He doesn't commit to any fight, as you can see. He's just kind of like peeking, quick shot, I'm back, and he waits for Jing, and ultimately it ends up with this, where Jing has a free kill here on Zelsis because he decided to wait, right? So we get that kind of free kill there. Now, Mindfreak knows where Zephyr is, right? He's literally just seen him run on this side of the wall, so he knows he's there. And again, the same principle should play out, right? Where if I just wait for Jing, this is a 2v1 and we probably win. All we got to do is just delay enough for Jing to get down there. Don't try and take a 1v1 fight. Don't let Zephyr have that chance. And instead, what does Mindfreak do? He does what this game was just Paper X through and through. He's just going to take a 1v1 when there's a 2v1 available, right? He's just going to swing into him and try and take that fight. Zephyr gets the kill. He flashes out. He's going to send out the Seekers out in just a second. He leaves Jing in a really bad position because, Jing doesn't even probably know about this wall. He doesn't know what's really going on. And you see that probably punishes Jing because, he perhaps doesn't realize this gap, can fully be seen because it's a bit of a weird wall. And so Jing dies just there as well, right? And we lose a round that we definitely should have won. Now let's come to round number 6, and we're going to end up in this position just here. We've got this B long control by Forsaken, who has an op just here. We've also got A main control. We're in a pretty good spot here for Paper X, right? They have quite a bit of control overall across the map here, but we're going to see it's just the same things happening over and over again, right? Where, okay, we're going to try, and maybe this is a bit over aggressive considering we have A main and a decent amount of B main control as well. They try and push up into Art, and okay, they get punished for it, but we actually get a trade. Devi gets one back, and so we end up in a 4v4, not the end of the world. Jing then walls off A main, which is a good decision, and then decides to come back towards Art where they know the pressure is. Absolutely fine, right? Devi backs out. This is absolutely, no problem. We're doing well so far. Everything in this round hasn't been too bad. And now Jing actually, he's going to throw a slow orb in here, and he's going to manage to get this kill on Ye. Absolutely great. We're in a 4v3. We feel pretty confident of knowing, where these players are. We know that there's at least multiple people in here in Art because they're actually going to shoot this box, which is obviously going to tell us that. We've got the wall in A main. We've had the B main control, not seen anything there. So we're pretty confident on where these players are. And this, again, though, is just, what is this? Right? Why are we re-swinging this as Jing? I know that they're an aggressive team, but it's, as I said, right, it's not with any supporting utility, right? It's not like here's a cool flash across the map or here's this bit of utility. This is just a dry swing into what we know is at least 2 people, if not 3 people. And we're in a 4v3, right? This is just a straight dry swing and we get punished for it, right? But then we go on, right? We continue. We're still in a 3v3. We still got a chance here, right? Benkai, he's going to go out. He's going to die, right? Forsaken, he's now going to go out. He's going to die, right? Everything is a 1v1 fight here. We end up in a 3v1 for poor Devi here. And, they're going to end up losing this round. And so you just see, like, it's kind of like just a tumble of dominoes of one person makes a way too aggressive peak. And then it's everyone else is trying to make up for that peak by doing the same thing, right? And trying to get that advantage back. And you end up losing rounds that, again, Paper X were in a really good spot to win this round if Jing just runs back instead of running forward. Another example here for you in round number 9, where we're going to get Forsaken with the op coming down A, and obviously he feels a bit of pressure here, and actually we're about to get a flash around that corner from Zelsis, and he manages to dash away. Now, we're actually going to get C9 coming for a bit of an A split here as some of their members walk down towards Art and towards the A site as well. And we get this, right? Forsaken, he's in a pretty good position with this op, right? As soon as someone crosses a sight line, either coming out here or out here, he's in a good spot to punish them pretty much. But again, we're just going to get a reckless decision of he's just going to go walking up. And again, compared to what you saw in that first clip, right? This is completely unsupported. This is just him walking up, right? If this was old Paper X, this would be Devi, throwing a haunt in here, or there'd be, or an Astra suck in here as well from Mindfreak, right? There would be something here for this peak to come out, but instead, Forsaken's just blindly, they have no information of where these guys are down here. He just blindly decides to run in there. He misses his shot, manages to get out, but now he's going to die from behind because he doesn't have a dash anymore either, and so just dies, right? And now we've left Mindfreak in a terrible position, and we're going to lose this round as well, right? And this is the kind of thing that just happened consistently in this game. I mean, this is just, a couple rounds of it, but it really did happen, in a lot of these rounds where Paper X were in a perfectly fine position, and all of a sudden, just like madness takes over one of their players, and it was like they were just being aggressive because that's what they think they should be. And, it wasn't with that old Paper X, like, we're setting up the aggression. I know many of you will be thinking about, like, remember when Jing blast-backed on Ascent up onto the rafters and we got a Fade Haunt and a smoke, and he sat inside the normal one-way smoke and, got got a really nice 2k to win the game against Fnatic. Wasn't that nice? You know, it looks nothing like that, does it? It just looks like, I'm just being aggressive. Oh, I got punished for just being super aggressive. Oh no, oh, watch me do it again. Right, that's what this game was. And perhaps the ultimate example of this came in round number 16 here, where Zeppa is going to win this round. We actually end up in a 3v2, and Zelsis is actually completely unaware that Mindfreak is going to be here, so Mindfreak gets this kill, right? We're in a 3v1, right? Mindfreak has a choice here of what he wants to do, and ideally, you know, he's not that far away from this little corner here. Ideally, he just, you know, runs back behind this corner, plays it safe, you know, waits for his teammates to get closer to him and all that kind of stuff, and slowly just, you know, kind of close in on this last player and win the round. Instead, what does he decide to do? He decides to just, you know, try and fight this completely. And you see he had more than enough time to get away there if he wanted to, but instead he eats a flash, and Zeppa, to be fair, almost whiffs that, but managed to get the kill in the end. And we end up in a 2v1 though, right? They still should be favored to win this round. They know where this last guy is. So Jing even walls him off, right? Just to get the plant down. Perfectly fine. Forsaken sees him. He's just, you know, not really taking that fight. But now we end up in the problem, right? The spike's down. We know where this guy is. He's got a really tough job. He has no flashes either. How the hell is he going to get past this wall and win this round? Well, Jing is going to decide to actually go back and go for a res, right? He's going to run back down here and go for this res. Honestly, not that bad of a decision, right? I mean, Forsaken, just all you got to do, Forsaken, is just not die. Make sure he can't get, like, all the way out here to where he can see my res. But even then, you'll probably trade the kill, right? So that's fine. That's all you've got to do. So what happens instead? Well, Forsaken is going to try and take this fight while Zeppa is running out, whilst our teammate is running off to get a res. Again, all Forsaken has to do here is not die, and they win the round. Because even if Zeppa comes back and turns and goes to fight Jing instead, Forsaken will have a free kill. No, he takes the 1v1, gets the fight. Zeppa then ends up in what's technically a 2v1, but he manages to swing out here fast enough to get the kill on Jing and then the kill on Benkai. Yeah, sure, it's well played by Zeppa, no doubt. You know, really nice, winning a lot of fights there, even if the first one wasn't, you know, super clean. But he should never have been in that position, right? We can all agree that should never happen. Right? If your silver teammates did this in your ranked games, you'd be fuming. You'd be like, what are you doing? Right? And so at this level, this just can't happen. And just to cleanse ourselves of all of what we've just seen, let's take a look at this 2v2 from DRX versus BBL. In case you are wondering, well, how should I play these kind of, you know, low situations, you know, post-plant type scenarios? How should I be playing it? Well, let's take a look at this round here, where we're in a 2v2. And I just want you to watch Buzz and RB here as they just dance around as the spike goes down. And BBL know where these two players are, right? Because they are dancing around and they're letting them know. But I just want you to watch how they just jiggle, don't take a fight, just continue to wait for the time. Buzz waits till one of them has to push. And again, we're in a 2v1 now. We still aren't taking a fight, right? Again, look at this. How is Turco meant to win this round? I'll tell you, he can't, right? And the only time that Buzz swings is he's going to die to the spike anyway, so you might as well try and take that fight. Yeah, okay, he dies, but there isn't enough time left on the spike. That is how you play those scenarios, right? You just play it super kind of smart in a way, right? We're not taking any bad fights or anything like that. We're just dancing around you, letting the time play out. This was really well played by DRX, and that's how you should play those scenarios. That was really well done by them. And unfortunately for Paper X, it means that they go out, and yeah, it wasn't a great performance by them and leaves me a bit worried, to be honest, about what the team is going to look like going forward.